Today's news. Another Azad Look reporter assaulted. IRFS calls for justice for police employees who use pressure against journalists during Saturday's protests. Victims of floods visit presidential administration again. Roundtable on Arab revolutions. Today, the Sabail District Court sentenced 3 protesters that participated in the April 2nd rally to pre-trial detention. They are facing criminal charges. APFP Public Relations Department Head Mahamad Majidli, Musavat Party Central Executive Department Head Arif Hajili, and Musavat Party Youth Committee Head Tural Abbasli were sentenced to 2 months of pretrial detention under Article 233 of the Criminal Code, arranging actions that violate public order. All 3 faced violence at the time of the arrest. Abbasli's lawyer, Anar Gasimov, told Objective TV that Abbasli was beaten in Yasamal District Police Office. His relevant motion was rejected in a closed trial. APFP Deputy Head Fuad Gahramanli, facing the same charge, was released. He will be under police control. The Public Chamber held a protest rally on April 2nd in central Baku. The protesters faced police violence at the rally. Some of them were sentenced to administrative detention. They are facing criminal charges. Today, the Institute for Reporters' Freedom and Safety sent an appeal to the Minister of Internal Affairs, Ramil Usubov, General Prosecutor Zakir Garalov, and Ombudsman Elmira Suleymanova. The appeal asks that the police employees who deployed illegal actions to impede the work of journalists during the opposition party protests on April 2nd are to be brought to justice. Video clips of the assault of the IRFS employee Rasim Aliyev by 2 different police officials were attached to the appeal. The further issue was the instruction given by the deputy head of the Baku City Chief Police Department, Yashar Aliyev, to remove the journalists from the protest area, which resulted in some journalists being threatened by police. The relevant footage is attached. On April 5th, a group of residents from Menuman village in Hajigabul gathered in front of the presidential administration to protest about the lack of compensation for the losses they suffered during the spring floods last year. They were disappointed because their losses were not recovered in their entirety. The residents reported that they faced harassment after their first visit to the presidential administration. They added that there were more people who wanted to come to Baku to complain, but they had been prevented from doing so. Today, the Peace and Democracy Institute held a roundtable on the causes of the Arab revolutions and their international influence. Igar Ibrahimoglu, the head of the Center for the Defense of Freedom and Religious Faith and Conscience, spoke on this topic. According to him, it is too early for him to express a clear position on the Arab revolutions. It is not clear yet whether it is a fight against dictatorship or fight for democracy, said Ibrahimoglu. He also suggested that the WikiLeaks information had influenced these countries. Political expert Eldar Namazov described these revolutions as a third wave of democracy. According to him, they prove that Islamic countries are ready for democratic changes. According to political expert Zafar Guliev, the West has played a role in these revolutions. Even though the West expressed caution about the revolution, it's not totally clear what its involvement was. These revolutions are moving into the phase of dialogue of civilizations and out of the conflict of civilizations phase. These revolutions are risky, but they are not more risky than conflict, said Guliev.